Simon Kaan of Ngāi Tahu is a Dunedin-based artist who has recently appeared in a new docu-series from RNZ called Asia Art Stories in New Zealand. Our reporter Mare Haimonariki caught up with Kaan on his involvement in the series and the challenges he faced trying to navigate this space as a Chinese-Māori artist.
Exploring the artistic space through a unique lens.
I tend to get, I suppose, reference in a lot of that conversation since I started my mahi, really, the last 20 years, full time. And my work does reflect that quite strongly around that positioning here in Aotearoa and that cultural positioning.
Simon Kaan of Ngāi Tahu is one of the guest artists on the RNZ docu-series that discusses how our cultural landscape is shifting and focuses on ways that the arts can help us have more inclusive conversations that build bridges of understanding instead of walls of indifference.
I wasn't always the top student, but I ended up being probably the one who's lasted the longest doing my mahi there in that art world from art school, really.
Kaan discovered his passion for art at high school under the tutelage of inspiring Māori artists, including the late Marilyn Webb.
Dunedin's made up of migrants, and mana whenua were here first, but that's sort of been covered over. There isn't actually a lot of presence from a Māori perspective in Dunedin.
He says there are Māori Asian artists around the motu and they often reach out to each other.
I was in a hui last week with some other Asian Māori artists up there from far north, and those associations with Māori and market gardens, with the Chinese through Tamaki Makaurau, and those aspects, over in Otaki and back down through here. There's lots of little stories that are just fascinating, really, with that Māori-Chinese intermarriages and connections.
Kaan's work is inspired by land, sea and sky, while waka are also some of his favourite motifs.
The things that I've worked on in the city here recently, I suppose, those design projects that I've been working on, helping to represent mana whenua's aspirations within the design space in Ōtepoti as well. So, we talked quite a bit about that and the importance of that with my mahi.
Kaan's art can be found in a number of buildings in Dunedin.
I've been working on the new Dunedin Hospital, so that's a work in progress. It's a really large civic project. We're redeveloping the main street here in George Street, and we're getting a mana whenua narrative through that for the first time ever.
Mare Haimonariki, Te Ao Tapatahi.